Could your healthcare or social services career open a pathway to Canadian permanent residence? Canada's Express Entry system includes category-based selection for eligible healthcare and social services workers. However, having the right occupation is only one part of qualifying. In this video, we'll explain who may qualify, the work experience rules, eligible occupations, and the steps required to receive an invitation to apply for permanent residence. The Healthcare and Social Services category is part of Express Entry's category-based selection system. It allows Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada to hold targeted invitation rounds for eligible Express Entry candidates who have work experience in designated healthcare or social services occupations. The category helps Canada respond to labor needs in areas such as healthcare, mental health, and community support. However, working in this field does not automatically guarantee permanent residence. Candidates must still meet all applicable Express Entry requirements. The category remains part of Canada's announced Express Entry priorities for 2026. First, an eligible candidate creates an Express Entry profile under one of the programs included in the Express Entry system. IRCC then identifies candidates in the pool whose profiles meet the requirements of a particular category. Eligible candidates within that category are ranked according to their Comprehensive Ranking System, or CRS scores. During a category-based round, IRCC may invite the highest-ranking eligible candidates to apply for permanent residence. Meeting the category requirements makes a candidate eligible for consideration, but it does not guarantee an invitation. To qualify for the Healthcare and Social Services category, you must first be eligible for one of the immigration programs managed through Express Entry. Your work experience must match an occupation designated by IRCC for this category. You must also satisfy all requirements listed in the instructions for the specific category-based invitation round. Remember, meeting the category requirements does not guarantee permanent residence or even an invitation to apply. Candidates are still ranked within the Express Entry pool, and only selected candidates receive invitations. To qualify for this category, you must have accumulated at least 12 months of full-time work experience within the past 3 years. An equal amount of part-time work experience may also qualify. The experience does not need to be continuous, meaning eligible periods of employment may be combined. However, the qualifying experience must be accumulated in one occupation included in IRCC's Healthcare and Social Services category list. It does not need to be the primary occupation listed in your Express Entry profile. IRCC's Healthcare and Social Services category includes many different healthcare occupations. Examples include physicians, dentists, pharmacists, registered nurses, nurse practitioners, and licensed practical nurses. The list also includes psychologists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, paramedics, pharmacy technicians, nurse aides, and several medical laboratory, radiation, and diagnostic technology occupations. These are only examples. Your eligibility depends on the exact National Occupational Classification Code that matches the work you performed. Your job title alone is not enough. The main duties of your employment should correspond with the selected NOC occupation. The category also includes 3 important social services occupation groups. These are social workers under NOC 41300, therapists in counseling and related specialized therapies under NOC 41301, and social and community service workers under NOC 4200-201. Your job title alone does not determine whether your experience qualifies. You should select the NOC code that best reflects the work you actually performed and confirm that your employment duties substantially match the occupation's official description. Your qualifying work experience for the Healthcare and Social Services category may have been gained in Canada or abroad. In either case, the experience must fall within the required 3-year period and must be accumulated in one occupation included on IRCC's category list. However, satisfying the category requirement with foreign work experience does not automatically make you eligible for express entry. You must separately qualify for one of the immigration programs managed through express entry. We'll explain those program requirements next. Your qualifying work experience for the healthcare and social services category may have been gained in Canada or abroad. In either case, the experience must fall within the required 3-year period and must be accumulated in one occupation included on IRCC's category list. However, satisfying the category requirement with foreign work experience does not automatically make you eligible for express entry. You must separately qualify for one of the immigration programs managed through express entry. We'll explain those program requirements next. Express entry candidates must complete an approved English or French language test. The minimum score depends on the express entry program and the occupation's tier level. Education requirements also vary by program. If you completed your education outside Canada, you may need an educational credential assessment to establish its Canadian equivalency or claim education points. After entering the pool, your profile receives a comprehensive ranking system score. Even in a healthcare and social services category-based round, eligible candidates are ranked by CRS. There is no single guaranteed CRS cutoff. The required score depends on the candidates in the pool and the results of each invitation round. Immigration eligibility and professional licensing are two separate processes. Express entry and category-based selection determine whether you may qualify for permanent residence. They do not automatically authorize you to work in a regulated healthcare or social services profession. An educational credential assessment completed for immigration purposes is also not the same as professional credential recognition. To practice a regulated profession, you may need to have your credentials recognized and obtain a license or certification from the appropriate regulatory authority. Requirements can differ by occupation and by province or territory, so research the process and begin as early as possible. Start by reviewing the applicable program requirements. Next, complete your online profile with details about your work experience, language test results, education, and occupational background. If eligible, you enter the express entry pool and receive a CRS score. IRCC may identify your profile as meeting the healthcare and social services category requirements. During a category-based round, top-ranking eligible candidates may receive an invitation to apply. If invited, you have 60 days to submit a complete permanent residence application with supporting documents. An express entry profile is not itself a permanent residence application. A common mistake is choosing a NOC code based only on a job title instead of comparing the actual duties performed. Another is combining experience from different occupations to meet the category's 12-month requirement. The qualifying experience must be accumulated in one listed occupation. Do not assume that meeting the category requirements guarantees an invitation. Eligible candidates are still ranked by CRS. Also, remember that an immigration ECA is not a professional license. Make sure every statement in your profile can be supported by employment records and other documents. Keep your language results, education assessment, and profile details accurate and valid throughout the process. To qualify through the healthcare and social services category, you must first be eligible for at least one express entry program. You generally need 12 months of qualifying work experience accumulated within the past 3 years in one designated occupation. That experience may have been gained in Canada or abroad. Remember, category eligibility and CRS ranking both matter. Meeting the category requirements does not guarantee an invitation to apply. Subscribe to 101 Legal Ways for more Canadian legal information. Visit www.101legalways.com to read the full guide and share your questions in the comments.